Nothing screams I'm the problem louder than someone who constantly exposes the person they claim to love. Besties, let's talk about something that honestly needs to be said. Doesn't actually make them look better, it actually makes them look worse. Like, do you think people are sitting there giving you bonus points because you telling everybody how terrible your partner is? Because they're not. They're looking at you like, wait, why are you still there? Especially when you're talking about the person who's supposed to be your ride or die. The person who supports you, stands beside you, shows up for you, and holds you down. Because let's be real, they're truly that awful, that toxic, that horrible. Why are you still there? Why are you choosing to stay with someone? You're constantly trying to convince everyone else is a bad person. And here's the part people don't think about. When you constantly expose someone you claim to love, people start questioning your character. They start wondering if you're loyal. Might even start wondering if they can trust you. Because if you can casually tear down the person closest to you, what makes anyone think they won't be next? And let's also talk about where this behavior can come from. A lot of times when people feel the constant need to tear down their partner, expose them, or make themselves look like the victim, there's something deeper going on. Sometimes people are trying to prove something. Sometimes it goes all the way back to childhood. That's wounds, insecurities, projection, abandonment, or things they never took the time to heal from. Because healed people don't constantly need to destroy someone else's image to feel better about themselves. Sometimes this behavior comes from unresolved trauma, a need for attention or desperate need for validation. And sometimes people may even display unhealthy traits like manipulation, a lack of empathy, or always needing to make themselves the victim. But regardless of where it comes from, it does not excuse hurting someone who loves you. Your past may explain your behavior, but it does not give you permission to mistreat people. At some point, you have to take accountability, do the healing, and stop making innocent people pay for wounds they didn't create. And let's talk about the friends and family members who are sitting there listening to it. If someone constantly comes to you gossiping about their significant other, dragging their name and trying to make them look like a terrible person, you absolutely shouldn't be encouraging that behavior. You shouldn't be adding fuel to the fire or helping someone justify disrespecting the person they claim to love. Friends and family should be the ones saying, hold on, this isn't right. If this person is that bad, then why are you staying? And if they're not, maybe you need to stop tearing them down and start appreciating them. Because real love and support means holding someone accountable. It means being honest with them even when the truth is uncomfortable. The difference between seeking support when you're struggling in a relationship and publicly humiliating someone you say you love, one comes from wanting help. The other comes from wanting attention, validation, or sympathy. And let me remind you something else. God sees everything. He knows the heart. He knows the truth. And He sees how you treat the people He places in your life. So trust and believe if God bless you with someone who's a real one, someone loyal, loving, supportive, patient, who truly stands beside you, He is not pleased with you taking that person for granted, disrespecting them, or constantly tearing them down. Because God doesn't play about His children. You know better. You know the difference between someone who is genuinely hurting and someone who's intentionally trying to damage another person's image. You know the difference between accountability and cruelty. And honestly, if someone is loving, loyal, supportive, and caring towards you, yet you constantly paint them as the villain, maybe you need to ask yourself why you're treating someone who loves you that way. Because nobody deserves to spend their life with someone who makes them feel unappreciated, disrespected, and constantly talked down about. Maybe the person you keep trying to make everyone hate should be the one realizing they deserve better and walking away from you. So before you run your mouth about the person you chose, ask yourself this. Are you really exposing them, or are you exposing yourself? Ugliest thing someone can reveal is not what their partner did. It's how little they appreciate the person who's been standing beside them.